Hello everyone and welcome back to Out of Ore. I'm your host JC. So I went through and added the walkways back in, finished off the conveyors. I also went up here and did this entire plant up here. I do have to paint these little spots here black. That's where I tore up trying to get through. I am going to have to tear up these two machines right here too and put those in because they have like, here, let me show you real quick. Let's see, move this out of my way real quick. Got a bunch of stuff I got to put away before we start working too. But we have these two spots here on both of these. So I need to get paint for that and put those in. I am not going to do that right now. That'll be something we do in the near future. But all these are working. Everything's working. I have water going to all of them like it's supposed to. If we come back here, you can see it coming up through the floor. It is connected. We have water running through it. So those are all working properly. I did a small test run of like, I don't know, 20 seconds of digging to make sure that it's all flowing down like it's supposed to. We have catwalks on both sides to get, and this here is my only worry, whether it overloads or not. I'm going to go out and dig for a little bit and see to make sure that it's working properly. And of course I got to check to make sure I turn the pass-through on before we start so we don't have to worry about that. Actually, let me drop this stuff off first, because I don't think I need anything that's in my inventory right now, but maybe paint. And since this is the place I put this stuff at, let's put the ceilings, the railings, all this stuff like this in here. The paint's going to go up top. I'm going to put the blocks in here. As you see, we have lots of wood floors I've made. Go up top to the next one, because we have one up inside that has parts and paint in it. This one. So we're going to put the detonator, the concrete, and the paint, even though we might need that later. These three parts right here, I'm going to put right here for now. Those are for the conveyors outside there. I took a little bit of it down when I was working on some things. So we'll jump out here and get to work. Got to test, make sure it's working like it's supposed to. I actually just recorded this entire video, and for some reason my mic wasn't working again, so I have to do it again. Alright, so we're going to turn these on. Alright, those are all on. I'll try to be as accurate as possible. I'm going to bump this just to the right a little bit, and then I'm going to adjust this conveyor belt. And hopefully, if I look straight down, it looks pretty close. It's so hard to tell. I think it needs to go right there. Alright, let's go ahead and start cutting. We can always adjust it for the next cut. We'll let this run through. We'll check it real quick, see which one's getting more in it. All that material coming up through there, it works just fine. It's working good. Like I said, I just ran through doing this a few minutes ago, and the microphone wasn't working, so we are redoing it now, and I do know that everything works because I just spent the last 30 minutes doing it. Also, we're not having to wait for half an hour to an hour and 15 minutes for 3 cuts worth of material to get pushed through the plant. It was actually done by the time I spent doing a little bit of painting. Like when I got done painting the orange color for the entire plant, it was done. So it's really quick doing it this way. I mean, we're running at 1200 M3 a second now instead of 600, so we doubled our output, which is really good. I don't think there's any way to get it like more than this, because you'd have to have a dual conveyor system coming off the back of the machine to be able to put into more than 2 hoppers. But hey, If you developers are ever thinking about doing something different, some type of splitter on the back of the machine would be great, so you could put it into like 4 hoppers side by side. Then you could run 8 plants at once. And I believe we're only running like 26 something right now, and we have like 29.4 available, I believe it is, with 7 of the 8 running. And of course, we could bump it up to another 4,200, so that'd be what, 33.6. So we have plenty of power available still. And of course, the way it's set up, we can just add more power generators and power inputs to the end, which is really nice. Also, if you look up in the top right corner where the money's at, we are going up about $1,300 a second currently with this setup. Oh, I forgot to say, the coal on the top 2 plants is being sold off. The coal on the bottom 2 plants is going into a storage down below. So we will have some storage, and if it ever gets to be too much, we can just put a left-hand turn instead of doing a splitter, and it'll go straight to a sell point, and we'll start collecting off of that more. Because like right now, I think the coal generators are pretty close to being full, and I have a little bit or hardly any storage um, on the container storage. There might be some in the actual storage, like this kind of storage here at the end of the line. And if there is, no big deal. We can just move it over. I think I went too far. I think I need to go back to the left just a little bit when I do the next cut. It looks like it's too far right. It's so hard to tell if you're having it accurate or not. That looks pretty good right there. Alright, let's see if this adjustment needs to be made too on this thing. Alright, so that's good there. I'm going to go ahead and pull forward my 2 blocks. We're going to go right about to there, and I'm going to go check these hoppers real quick to make sure we're getting a steady, even dispersal of material. So this one's got 110, this one's got 177, so it's a little off. I'm going to move it just a tiny bit to the left here, and it should be fine. So we'll go like this, come back here, and we'll go about there. Alright, we'll go ahead and do this cut. We'll check the next hopper here in a second, because it should all be going in to the second set of hoppers right now. We'll be able to judge it right away. It looks like it's flashing back and forth, so it looks like it's being accurate for being balanced. It is definitely going into that hopper, though. It's not coming into the back one, so I think we got it in the right spot now, which will be perfect. So if I did this correctly, the little blue hopper will come right up against the dirt here. And then I said we're going to go ahead and do 3 cuts today, which would be around 15 minutes. And then we'll do like 15 minutes of painting and waiting for the material to process through and be able to go and see what we got. I did have one concern about the 2 plants merging back together and it overflowing there, and I went and checked when I was recording the last one, and it does not do that. So looks like we're getting too much to the right. I'm going to go ahead and stop for a second and check this, because it looks like it's flashing on the right, like it's not going in there. So let me jump up here. Yeah, see, it's already empty here. And that one's got 16. Okay, so maybe it's all going back here. No? Alright, let's go ahead and bump it back to the right just a tiny bit, and we'll start back up. And it looks like I'm going to be just at the right spot for the cut. I could have went forward maybe just a touch further, but I think when we get up to the very front it'll be perfect. It's not flashing back here now, so that's good. I mean, I don't know, it looks pretty close. Let's see if I stop moving this. Well, I don't know, it looks pretty close. If it's off, then we'll have to move material around to level it out a little bit, but I think we'll be alright. I am going to move the pickup truck. No, actually, I'm just going to jump to the fuel truck. It'll be the easiest way to get over there. I don't know, it looks like it might be off a little bit to the right, but I won't know until we get done with this cut and then check the hoppers. It's really hard to judge if the conveyor is like exactly where it needs to be. Like, you can't line it up very well. Because if you go down too far, you're stuck behind like this. That looks like it's like dead center, so I think it's going to be fine. I really do like this bagger though. I'm glad I got it. Even though it's created a little bit of problems trying to figure out how to make it work with current setup and having to adjust the setup, but I think now that we have it going, it'll be fine. The hardest thing for me to do is going to be going over there and getting that that side lined up, because it's two different heights, and I don't know why it did that. Because you would think it would line up perfect. But I guess since the one's further out or further over, it's a little off, but it's fine. We'll get it worked. So when we get done with this cut, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I'm going to check the hoppers real quick before I start the next cut, just to be safe. Because I don't want to have like 500,000 in one and have like 100,000 in the other. That would do us no good, because you can't, without taking the hopper out completely, you can't pull that material because if you hit return and there's more than 200,000 in there, you lose it. It doesn't like fall on the ground or go into your inventory unless you actually sledgehammer the conveyor or the thing away. Yeah, see, that right side's still not filling up. Look at that. Alright, so let's go ahead and move forward our 2 blocks. About in there. And see how full this side is. If it's close, it won't matter. It means that the machines are working properly. Yeah, 210,000. So let's go ahead and get up here. As soon as it hits 200, we'll split it. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, consume. And then same thing here. Might actually put one of these back. Nope, it's going in here. Okay. Alright, so this has to go a touch to the right on the conveyor. I'm going to try that. Hopefully that works. I don't know what else I can do, because, I mean, there's, like I said, there's no real way to judge where it's falling at until you get done with the cut. I guess I could dig about halfway in and then check it, so we're not too far into it. But that's, I don't know, that's about 2 blocks. I do like the fact that it's working a whole lot better than it was before. So if we do 15 minutes of cutting, that's what, 900 seconds. So we're going to make like 1.2, 1.3 million just off of dirt and coal seals while we're cutting. Well, I mean, when it finishes processing the dirt that we're cutting. Alright, I'm going to actually get to a little bit further and I'm going to go check. I know it's a lot of jumping in and out, but I want to try to make sure it's as accurate as possible. So this one is at 53 and this one is at 98. So yeah, it's so hard to judge. I moved it just a tiny bit that time. Like a little slight tap. So hopefully that's enough. Like I said, it looks pretty close to accurate. But in doing this, we got part going to the lower plant, part going to the upper plant. So as long as we can keep these hoppers somewhat close, they should all finish off at the same time. The upper ones are going to take a little longer because they have more conveyors to go through, since it has to go up to the top and then back down to the bottom to merge with the storage down below. But I think that this one's gonna should work out just fine. Man, I love that sound. As you see, we're not digging as deep as we could. But again, this is more for like a test cut than anything. That's why I only went 2 blocks forward. I'm trying to keep this ground out here smooth too, so that it doesn't stick through when I put new planks down. And to judge where I'm at, what I'm doing, is I'm using this part of the conveyor on the hoppers, because the hoppers are let's see, if you look at it from this angle, the hoppers are 4 blocks wide, so you can count how far you've gone. And we were just barely inside this hopper for the last one, and we're just barely past midway for the second cut. Instead of trying to figure out how many planks you have to move forward, watch your hoppers. So when we get done here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check the hopper real quick, make sure it went like fairly smooth and even. And if it's close, then we're just going to start painting these lines back here, so that all these are the dirt color on this stuff here, all the way up. So hopefully they're even. I don't have to mess with them. And we'll be good to go for the next one. And I think like on the next few cuts, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run hoppers behind, since I have quite a few hoppers left. And so we'll just keep putting hoppers in back here until we get the 10 I have in my inventory out. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? 65. Yeah, see, we're way off again. That's just crappy. So let's go ahead and click return right here. And then if we go here, when we get down to 200, so it'd be 260. You need 130 in each one, or 120 in each one. No, 130. 130. Sorry. Right the first time. Alright, click return. Now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and consume. Yeah, we'll consume one more dirt. Yeah, a little off, that's fine though. Is it 62? And yeah, so it'll be just about right. Alright, so let's go ahead and purchase some orange paint. Paint, and we want sunset orange. We got quite a bit, so I'm just going to buy a bunch. And then we're going to go to town on painting all this stuff. And then we get up here. It'll be smooth sailing, at least it should be. And like I said, when I was doing this before, about the time I got done painting all the conveyors and upper stuff this color, the machines were done, so it should be fairly close to the same, I think. In fact, maybe even quicker, because I don't think I went as deep on the third cut this time as I did last time. Close, but not the same. Alright. Come on, there we go. Get these two little small ones. Now I don't have any sledgehammer work to do, so I won't make the same mistake. If I have to do something like that where I'm tearing something out and trying to fix it or whatever, I'll turn the power off next time in case I do hit the conveyor. I don't make a huge mess like I did in the last episode. Because man, that was a pain. Having to clean up all that dirt and coal and blasted rock. Because man, it made a mess quick. And that's the problem with having everything run off of one, is like when you do make a mistake, it can be a huge mistake. Alright, so let's go ahead and get all this done. Shouldn't take too long. As you see, we've already gone through like 110 paint though, just painting these things up. I didn't realize there was that many conveyors here. Probably have to buy more paint. Probably like another 50 or so, I don't know. There are a couple pieces down below I need to paint real quick, so I'm going to go ahead and jump down and do those real quick too. I got this one, this one. I am going to come back through and pick that piece up and paint that yellow down there too. Paint all these stairs yellow. Alright, so that's all done. We'll go ahead and go back up here and try to get these done as we go up. I'm not going to paint out the ones that go out that way quite yet, because I do need to finish putting them in anyway. Let's go ahead and get this. Alright, so we're going to paint everything the way it was downstairs. So this is going to get painted, this is going to get painted, this is going to get painted. I think I actually missed that one. No, I got it, okay. This is going to get painted. This is going to get painted. This. We're out of paint. Okay. So let's go. I don't know. Let's grab that many more. Because at some point we're going to have to do others anyway. So I painted all this gold down there, or orange down there too. And then the stuff that goes after the smelters is going to be all gold color. So this here, this here, this here, and I believe this is the dirt being sold. I don't remember what color that was. I'll have to run down and look. dirt being sold, dirt being sold. It's gold also, okay. Alright, so this is dirt, dirt, and dirt. Now I believe I did all the coal ones black. Which I'm going to wait to do the black until I go buy more black paint for the tiles over there. And I'm not going to paint the smelters yet because, like I said, I do need to pick those up. So this, all of this. I didn't mean to paint that one, but that's fine. That's going to be like a gray color because it's the trash tailings. Alright, we'll jump down here. Get this, this, and this. So that takes care of all that. It's all properly done. I guess, yeah, I don't want to do that yet because it's going to be, like all this right here needs to be yellow. So we'll go ahead and, I want to say it was this darker yellow here that I used. I don't want that many. Let's go with that many. Alright, so this, yeah, that's the right color. Like a goldish color almost. Yep, that matches up. Okay. Alright, so then all this stuff's going to be gold also. We'll do the same thing on the other side real quick. Yeah, see, it's going to be gray for the trash. That conveyor there was hard to put in too. Like, it didn't want to twist and turn like it was supposed to. And I don't know why. I know I shouldn't be running out the conveyors with material on it, but that's okay. I don't do it that often. Actually, I do, but... And it looks like we're done. So in the time it took me to paint this far, everything's done. So that's pretty quick. As soon as make sure the material's downstairs is done. And nothing coming through there, nothing coming through over there. Yeah, we're good. So for 15 minutes of digging, it turned out to be what, 13, 14 minutes of processing, which is not bad. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just collect the stuff we're going to sell. The silicone, the steel, all that stuff's going to go into storage. And if what people told me is true, if I ever do get this thing filled up, it will pass through the next storage. So hopefully that's true. And so that's what we're going to sell right now. And I'm going to say it's going to be right about 9 million. We'll see. So we're at 229.5 basically. And just a little less than 9 million. Not too bad. And then I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff into storage. That's going to do it for this one though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, click that like button. It does help out the channel a lot. If you have any tips or tricks, questions or concerns, leave them in the comments down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great day.